It is August 17th, 2017. This is the Watchman News, and I'm Mike Callahan. So I was alerted to a news story from Dabu 7, and so I went ahead and I clicked the link. I wanted to verify, as I normally do. It's about a subject that I often talk about here on the show, and I'm going to read you the article that he had done his video from. And then I'll also link it in the description. We are now uploading videos not only to YouTube but to also DTube, so it goes out on Steemit as well. I highly recommend folks go to Steemit and create an account. It seems to be a pretty awesome platform. I'm still getting used to it. We are for the time being going to be using both in order to get news out. Hopefully at some point in the near future, DTube will allow for live video streaming, and then we may be actually just going completely over there. I know a lot of people, because of the censorship and the demonetization and all the other things, I know a lot of the news folks have been going to like Patreon. Look, we're not in this for money. So I have really no interest in Patreon, and on top of that, Patreon is now actually starting to shut people down as well. So I figured that was going to happen. I figured it was a matter of time. However, the whole setup of Steemit seems to be completely different, and hopefully will not be subjected to censorship in the future. So anyway, let's go ahead and get to the story. From True News here, and it's U.S. government launches drill to prepare for Black Sky EMP attack. And I'll go ahead and read the story here. The U.S. government is preparing for a potential Black Sky event which could cause widespread power outages after an EMP attack, a mega earthquake, or a cyber terrorist incident. On August 23rd, FEMA and the Energy Department are sponsoring a drill dubbed EarthX 2017. So if you want to search into it, that's what you would want to search, the EarthX 2017, which will wargame effective responses to aftermath of a Carrington-like event, or rather an incident which has taken America back to the Stone Age technologically. Now, folks, this is something that I've been warning against ever since I've been doing this. I'm telling you, the lights are going to go out, and I'm not fear-mongering there. I'm trying to educate. I'm trying to empower, because if you don't know this, if you don't understand this, and just out of the blue, next thing you know, you're in the dark, what options do you have, really? So that's why it's very important. I always tell people when they set up their preps, when they're set up for preparation, I always tell people, please prepare for a long-term grid down situation. So let me continue on. According to the Electric Infrastructure Security Council's website for the EarthX drill, the exercise will simulate a subcontinent-scale, long-duration power outage with cascading failures of all other infrastructures. Okay? Pardon me. They do list the website here. Let me open it in a new tab here. This is the website. I'll put the links both on Steemit and on YouTube. I'll put the links for all of this down in the description. I will also link Dabu's video that he had done. So anyway, back to the story here. The EIS Council defines Black Sky events as catastrophic occurrences caused by man or nature that bring society to its knees. Reporting on her trip to a summit convened to study the impact of a massive cataclysm that severely disrupts the normal functioning of our critical infrastructures in multiple regions for long periods of time, former Florida Congresswoman Michelle Raywinkle Vasilinda, if I pronounced that right, if I didn't, I apologize, wrote, "It's not if, but when a Black Sky event will occur." Miss Vasalinda discussed meeting with the members of the U.S. military, National Guard, adjutant generals, I don't even know if I pronounced that right, officials from Homeland Security, Department of Energy, FEMA, NOAA, and experts from the utility, distribution, and supply sectors at the private summit held in Washington, D.C. As former President Reagan said, there really is a bear in the woods. Former Assistant Defense Secretary Paul Stockton, who also serves as an advisor for EIS, told WPTV correspondent Mike Vasalinda, who also attended the event, responding to the Black Sky events is all about industry in the lead and government in support. Folks, we're nowhere near where we need to be for that. The summit was attended by 200 experts from 24 countries and was hosted by House Armed Services Committee member Representative Trent Franks, a Republican from Arizona, House Homeland Security Committee member Yvette Clarke, a Democrat from New York, and the former chair of the UK House of Commons Defence Committee. I'm not quite sure what the RT stands for, but Honourable Lord James Arbuthnot of Edram. I'm sorry, I'm not really good with with foreign names. Who also serve as advisors for the EIS Council. Who am I kidding? Now, I'm not even good with the English language, so who am I kidding? According to their website bio, the EIS Council facilitates national and international collaboration in planning to protect our society's critical utilities against uniquely severe black sky hazards. Folks, like I've said, and I cannot say this enough, I have warned and warned and warned about an event like this over and over and over. I really do have, beyond your normal preparation, storing non-perishable long-term storage foods, a way to filter water. It's important to have some water on hand, but it's even more important to have a way to filter the water on hand. So the thing that I want to add to this, above and beyond making sure that you have clean water to drink and food to eat, folks, that's a limited time. And when we prep, when we prepare for a long-term event, what we need to be preparing for is sustainability. Because it's okay if you got preps to get you past the hump, but what do you do after the hump? So that's why I once again, I'm going to put this information out there. I'm not actually sure. I know it's up on our website somewhere, and I'm not sure where it's at the moment. I've got to do a lot of cleanup work there and add a lot of stuff. But it's readily available. You can get it all kinds of places on the internet. And that is the design and plans for what has been called the FEMA gasifier. Okay, you can go download the PDF. And please, that's not enough. Don't just download the PDF. Because what happens if you've got this PDF file on your hard drive or on your phone, and all of a sudden we have an event that all of our devices no longer turn on? Okay, that file isn't worth the byte it took to create it, if you know what I mean. So print it out. I've showed on air here before how I've done that. Again, I lead by example. I have done that. I've got a copy, a hard copy, printed out right over across the living room here. I've got a copy printed out, so I could actually show it to you. But anyway, I keep that on hand. Also, and I want to note this on our YouTube playlist. There's I forget his name, Flash USA 001, something like that. He had done some incredible videos on a redesign of a gasifier. It's kind of almost like the combination of a couple of different gasifiers in one, with even some added improvements on top of that. It's the best design that I have seen yet. This isn't crazy technology. This isn't something that somebody puts up on the internet and everybody else tries to recreate it and they can't because it's bogus to begin with. No, they used these in World War II. This is actually old news, old technology. all you're doing is burning wood at such a high temperature that it actually creates hydrogen. And then what you're doing is you're harvesting that hydrogen and using it to run a combustion engine. Now, whether that's to run a tractor to plow fields, or whether that's to run a generator to create power, whatever the case may be, hydrogen is a very, very useful fuel, and it's a way that we could get past this barrier that's going to be blocking us from being able to sustain life. So, you know, folks, they're doing these drills, and they're not doing it for nothing. Okay, I think it's actually in the plans myself, but you know, neither here nor there. You know, she said it exactly on point. You know, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Whether the sun throws something out at us, whether Kim Jong-un throws something at us, or Russia, or China, or even a false flag event by our own. So it's something to pay close attention to. They're practicing this again. They're doing drills again. It's not, you know, it's not like they never have done drills like this, or that they don't do drills like this. They do. But there has really been a lot of emphasis on the grid down. And I would say that because of that emphasis, I would have that same level of importance in our minds. So, once again, in the description, in the both places that I put this on DTube, Steemit, and on YouTube, I will have the link to the True News link. I will have the link to the EIS Council's actual EarthX link, and I will also have the link to Dabu's videos. So, heads up, keep your eyes open.